we're going to take a look at the new appointment tool that is based on the pickup requests. So we're going to use this primarily for the containers that we want to track, but this can be used for any set of loads that need to be picked up and delivered, and we want to make sure that we pick up every load. So we can search for appointments, and we have a set of tools here. We're going to start by creating new appointments. If you've seen the pickup request before, this has been slightly revised to help you put multiples in. So let's say we've got appointments that are going to be for Wednesday, and we have a particular release number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This may or may not be connected to a vessel. This is just free text. This is not attached to the Harbor Project Manager. It's just a vessel that you can type in. Now, the shipper we are going to select from a drop down. Let's say we're going to use Alcoa this time, and we're going to pick them up at Pasha and Long Beach. And we're going to, we have a container field here, but we've got multiples we're going to pick up, so we're not going to fill this in right now. Product are containers, and the receiver is Alcoa, and the destination is MHX in Carson, let's say. So MHX, that's right, the Watson. Okay, and we're going to choose a fleet. This is important because we want to segregate these from what dispatch is doing. So I've created a container fleet that dispatch will not be putting on their plan. Okay, so we've got all of the required fields built here. If we want something to be on the invoice, this will show on the invoice. And the project name back here is when we are doing pickup requests for projects. We're not building pickup requests for projects in this case. This is just to manage a series of appointments. Now, we want to multiply this because we have 3 containers to pick up. So how many duplicates of this load do you want? I want 3. And so now I've got 3 copies down here in my grid, and in my container I can put C123, and then I'll put C124, and I'll put C125. Now I have perhaps the same release number that came from the dock or whatever source of the loads. I have the various container numbers they're supposed to be picked up, and then I have a pickup ID which can be given to the company that's picking up or the driver that's picking up. Once again, I've put these into a fleet that are not being planned. If you wanted to plan these pickups, you would put them in a planned fleet. So now that I have these 3 that I've gone down and put in the specific container numbers that I wanted, I'm going to print and dispatch these, which will look a little bit different on my screen, because I'm not printing to a printer, I'm just printing to PDF. So I'm going to, now this is where you would click to print and make sure that you get everything printed off. I'm going to just close that. Now, we've created our pickup requests. This particular project had 3 pickup requests. Let's take a look at our list. Up here in Transportation Manager is the appointment list. This is different. This is all pickup requests. This is everything that we've done so that you can search through it and see what's going on. That's not what we're looking for. In this case, we're looking for our container appointments. This has been preset to only show the container fleet. We could look at pickup requests on bobtail fleet. We could take a look at pickup requests on the sub fleet, but this is preset to be our container fleet. And we can see the pickup request in here, vessel DH test that showed up, and of course I'm expecting 3. You see the others down there. So if I were to look at only one project, I can come down here, right click, equals vessel DH test, and we can see the 3 for this particular test. Your menu tools probably look like this instead of what I've been showing on the screen, so you can turn the filter back off and see all of the container. Actually, that might be everything again. See bobtails, sorry about that. So there is a filter in place, and then I did a second one. This will turn off the filter and turn it back on. So as we are looking at these particular loads, let's go back and just look at this one that I've done. You can see I've got vessel Sweetwater and vessel AFDGS, no idea from other tests, I guess. I failed to do that correctly. Let's try that again. Back to my container list only, and I want to choose equals vessel. Okay, here's our 3. Now, the point is, these are going to stay on here until they are marked arrived. And they're going to give you a date arrived at. I can't mark them arrive here. That's not what this tool is for. That's something that is happening out in the yard with the pit dispatch tool. When the load arrives, they need to mark the logout on their screen, but it's arrive on projects that are coming out. It's log out on loads that are going out the door. I'm sorry, it's arrive on loads that are coming in, and it's log out on loads that are going out the door. It means the same thing. It means that the truck has crossed that threshold. So as these containers arrive, you're going to see these come off the list. Now we could always unfilter this, and you will see that we get the arrived items as well. Now what's just kept off the list are, well, I'm not even going to say that. I think I've got everything on the list so that you could go back and take a look at a container or a particular vessel and say, oh, here's everything, and we've got 3 that arrived, and we've got 1 that is still missing or still yet to come in. In fact, let's make that a little bit easier for you to see. We're going to take one of these, and we're going to go to dispatch side. We'll go to our load editor, and we will find this load. This is similar to what the pit dispatch is going to do, where they would take this and they would mark this log out. Well, allow edits. A little easier in the pit editor. When we mark this log out, you must assign a driver first. So we've got a driver we're going to put on here, and we'll mark log out. Now we've said that it arrived at 8:07 on the 20th. This actually, we scheduled it for Wednesday, but for this demonstration we'll let that be. If we go back to our container appointments now, let's take a look at just the vessel that we were interested in, equals. Okay, so this is going to stay on here. We've got it arrived until we actually have a POD. I think it's maybe when I take this off, so that you can see you've got 2 remaining and 1 has arrived. So that's the purpose of this screen, that you can take a quick look at a particular vessel, a particular container, a particular release, a particular shipper, and see what the status of their pickup requests are. So if we go back to our load editor, and we'll go to that same load, allow edits on it, and we'll add, allow edits, and add a POD, close that. Now we have the POD on the list as well. So you can see, oh, not only has it arrived, but we have got the delivery paperwork as well. Those are the things I wanted to be able to show you. You can come back and change the filter. Once again, this is everything. Do a quick reset to container, and now you can see just that particular fleet. We'll make some adjustments to this in coming versions, but this will give us an initial way to manage a series of inbound shipments. Thanks for listening, and please give me a call if you have any questions.